So today we would start with the new unit number 3, that is based on the voltage regulator. Hello, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today we would be start with the
Yes, sir.
new topic or new chapter, that is voltage regulator. And yesterday I have told you that we have to be go through some numericals based on the unit number 2. That is based on the design and operation of the oscillators, okay, and other negative feedback circuits. We would be do it in the next week. One session is completely dedicated for the numericals based on the unit number 2, and doubts, whatever doubts you have, you can ask on that time. And I would also declare the assignment based on the unit number 2 up to tomorrow. Okay, so we have to start the new unit, that is the voltage regulator. So if we would be go through the syllabus of Pune University, according to that we have the 6 we have planned, I have planned the 6 of outcomes for this course, electronic circuits. And there is a third CO is written as a course outcome: analyze and assesses the performance of linear and switching regulator with their variants towards the application in the regulated power supply. So through this unit we would be try to achieve this outcome after completion of this unit, where we have to be come to know about the analysis and assessing of the performance of linear and switching regulators with their variants and applications of the regulated power supply. And these are the some outlines of my lecture for this third unit, that is based on the syllabus. Some topics I have put up for clearance of your doubts and maybe the concepts that is required. You can consider it as a prerequisite, and some topics I have put up on the lecture that would be on and above of the syllabus. So first of all, we would be introduce the power supply, then block diagram of linear voltage regulator, and on the part of this there's are 2 types of the voltage regulator: unregulated, regulated power supply we would be learn, and performance parameter of the power supply, types of the voltage regulator. Out of that we have to actually to learn the IC voltage regulator. And if you would be categorize the IC voltage regulator, again there was the 2 different types of the IC voltage regulators are there. One is the fixed voltage, another is the variable voltage. And mostly we have to be actually, as per syllabus, we have to be cover the variable voltage regulator, IC 317 and IC 337, their feature, specification, and typical circuits based on these 2 regulators. And another part of the topics are the current boosting circuit, low dropout regulator LDO, SMPS, its block diagram, types, features, specification, circuits like buck and boost converters, and compare. Finally, we have to learn the comparison of the linear and switch mode power supply. And whatever the topic I have mentioned in the star form, that is on and above of the syllabus, or that is not a part of syllabus, but it is required to learn the other topics that is included in the syllabus. Okay. So first of all, we have to be introduced what are the regulators actually and power supply. So batteries are often used on a schematic diagram. We generally, when you draw the schematic diagram of any circuitry, electronic circuit, we have to be always put up there one of the symbol, that is of the symbol of batteries. So batteries are often shown on the schematic diagram as a source of DC voltage source. But Usually, the actual DC voltage source is a power supply, regulated power supply. Okay. So there are the two types of power supply, unregulated and regulated power supply. So in the unregulated power supply, you can see output voltage not constant. Okay. But input voltage, load current, and temperature may be constant, but output voltage not remains constant. On the other hand, if you have to be select the regulated power supply, you have the output voltage constant along with the input voltage, load current, and temperature. Okay. So this is a basic difference between the regulated power supply and unregulated power supply. So this is very important diagram. Everyone please note it down. This is the block diagram of the power supply, voltage power supply. And if you have to see, there are the certain stages of this power supply. That is, start from the transformer and end to the IC regulator or the load. So everyone draw this diagram. And now I will be discuss one by one block. So in the power supply, generally, if you have to be see here, the leftmost end, the power actually received by this input of the transformer is a power that is coming from a wall outlet, you can say. So there is a group of circuit that convert the standard AC voltage. So here you can see the standard AC voltage, either it would vary from the 220 volt to the 240 volt. Okay, that is our household power supply also. So that is AC in nature, and it would be provided by the wall outlet to provide the constant DC voltage. So what happens, this AC supply would be come here to the input of the transformer, and what is the function of the transformer is here? The function of the transformer is to, it is a device that step up or step down the AC voltage source provided by the wall outlet to a desired amplitude through a action of magnetic field. So it is main purpose of this transformer is here to either step up the voltage or either step down the voltage. Okay. So as for the electronic circuitry, we have to be required a fixed voltage of 5 volt or 12 volt, 3 volt, like this. So for that we have to be generally prefer the step down transformer, that would be step down the output voltage. Okay. And if you have to be see here, the voltage here, the AC voltage output of the transformer remains on AC nature like this, but it is lower in the voltage, amplitude of the voltage. After that, this output of the transformer AC voltage would be fed to the input of the rectifier. So if you have to see, what is the rectifier? Rectifier, it is a diode circuit that converts the AC input voltage to a pulsating DC output. Pulsating DC output. You can see here, this AC voltage is converted into the pulsating DC output. This is the pulsating DC output. Okay. And what is the role of the pulsating DC output? The pulsating DC voltage is only the suitable for used as battery charger, but not good enough to be used as a DC power supply. So you can use this pulsating DC as a battery charger, but you can't be use it for the other electronic appliances like radio system, stereo system, music systems, or computers. They required a regulated power supply. Okay. So here the output of the rectifier is not a regulated constant voltage. It is a pulsating DC. So it can't be used for this applications. If you would see, this pulsating DC output would be fed to the filter. In the next stage, it would be fed to the filter, And here you have to be see here. Before the filter, I would just describe the types of the rectifiers: half wave rectifier and full wave rectifiers. We know that. And in the full wave rectifiers, you can either use a center tapped full wave rectifier or bridge rectifiers. Okay. So if you have to be see here, you can the next stage of the rectifier is a filter. So what is a filter actually? It is a circuit used to reduce the fluctuations in the rectified output voltage or ripple. Whatever the fluctuations offered by the rectifier, that has to be reduced by the use of filter, and this would be provide a steadier DC voltage. So you can see here in this particular block diagram, this pulsating DC would be now furthermore steadier DC output voltage when it would be passed through a filter. Okay, so it would be just remove or smoothen out the output of the rectifier and remove the ripples. At the last stage, if you would be see, this is the IC regulator. So what is IC regulator? It is a circuit used to produce a constant DC output voltage by reducing the ripple to negligible amount. That is one part of the power supply. You can see it as the last block, that is the IC regulator, and output of the IC regulator is the constant DC regulated output. There is no ripples present here. This is the final. Finally, we have to be obtained by the help of this regulated power supply. So if you have to see the block diagram, there is a various stages of regulated power supply. First was the transformer, then rectifier, then filter, and finally the IC regulator. And then we would be obtain the regulated DC voltage output, and that is given to the requisite load. Whatever the load, maybe it is a computer system, maybe a music system, maybe any speaker, whatever we have to be required to use here, maybe a light and other some load could be applications we can use. So I hope it is very simple and you have understood what is the actually the block diagram of the regulated power supply, or you can say it is also the fixed voltage power supply. Now we have to be see here types of the linear power supply. First one, the type is unregulated linear power supply. So what is unlinear power supply? If you have to be see, so in the unregulated linear power supply, you can see here there is a supply voltage, transformer are also used, rectifiers are used, up to filter we have shown here. So if you have not connect the IC regulator, in the earlier days we use, instead of IC regulator we use a linear diode. But nowadays when the IC regulator has been invented, it would be most preferred over the linear diodes for the regulated power supply. But here you can see in the unregulated linear power supply, we have not used any IC regulator or linear diode is there, and we have shown up to the level of the filter. So the output here, this is the unregulated in nature. In the levels of the voltage could be varied. So its performance is not up to the mark. So for that purpose, to measure its performance, we have to be use the concept of measurement of regulation, percentage regulation of the unregulated linear power supply. So you can see the formula is here mentioned here. Everyone note down this formula of unregulated power supply of the formula percentage regulation for this. That is equal to voltage NL, VNL means no load voltage, voltage at the time of no load, minus voltage at the time of full load, means output voltage at time of no load and output voltage at time of full load, divided by full load voltage, multiply with the 100, so that we would be obtain this value in the percentage. So no load, VNL means there is no load is connected to the output circuitry. So at that time, load voltage VL would be maximum. That is shown by this dot. Okay. But when you have to be connect any load to here, maybe resistive, maybe capacitive, maybe inductive, maybe combination of these passive devices. So what happens? Your output voltage would be decreased and come to the this value. This is called the VFL. So this linear decrement is shown here. So the difference of these two voltage divided by the full load voltage is called the regulated voltage or percentage regulation. Okay. So if you would be talk about the percentage regulation, the value of the percentage regulation is how much the value of this percentage regulation is low. That would be better. That would be considered as a better value, or it would be considered as a good power supply or regulated power supply. If the value of the percentage regulation is increased, means the system is not providing a regulated output voltage. It is an unregulated power supply. So in the case of unregulated power supply, there is a finite value, means 10, 20, 30. Means this kind of the percentage of the regulations could be obtained by adjusting the value of the components. Now second type of the power supply is called the regulated linear power supply. So here you can see the circuit diagram is nearly same, only we have added this regulator at the next stage of the filter. This could be IC regulator or Zener diode, whatever you can use. And in this way, whatever the output voltage would be obtained, that would be what? So we have to plotted the graph between the VL and upon IL. So here you can see VNL and VFL is at the same level, and we have obtained a constant output voltage. So what it shows that, what is the percentage regulation now? It is ideal condition. So at the ideal condition, what is the ideal regulation? I have put above the question mark. Can anyone tell me? Ideally, the regulation is what for regulated linear power supply? Anyone from your class? Can you tell me? We have seen the formula of percentage regulation. Now I think you can answer this, my question. So what is the value of this? Akansha More. What is the value of regulation ideally? Pause. Pratik. Rahane Vibhusha. Can anyone answer me? Alfia Sayed. No one is answering. Do you understand or not what I actually asked? It could be solved with the help of this formula percentage regulation and the given graph for the regulated linear power supply. And here you have seen that the VNL and VFL are at the same level. Means the difference of VNL and VFL is 0. So percentage regulation ideally is what? It is 0. Means how much the value of the percentage regulation is low. That means it is a far more better power supply that is providing more regulated output voltage. Okay. Now we have to see some performance parameters generally used in the case of regulated power supplies. That is Three parameters we have considered here: line regulation, load regulation, and temperature stability. So what is the line regulation? If you see the definition of the line regulation is, line regulation is to maintain a nearly constant output voltage. Nearly constant output voltage. Okay. So when it would be provided a nearly constant output voltage when input voltage varies. Suppose what we have already seen the block diagram of the power supply, and you want to obtain a constant output voltage, but your input voltage is not constant, it is varying. So to maintain at that moment your output voltage nearly constant, that performance parameter is called as the line regulation. And what is the load regulation? Load regulation is to maintain the nearly constant output voltage when the load current varies. Here, if the load current would be vary, and still you have to maintain the constant output voltage. So whatever the parameter is used to maintain this is called the load regulation. And third performance parameter is the temperature. So temperature stability is what? It is to maintain a nearly constant output voltage when the temperature varies. So these are the three important performance parameters: line regulation, load regulation, and temperature stability. Now we have to see some mathematical formula for the line regulation and definition of this. So line regulation can be defined as the percentage change in output voltage for a given change in input voltage. We have already seen that line regulation is to maintain the constant output voltage when the input voltage varies. So as per the change in input voltage, how much change or percentage change would be occur at the output end, that could be defined as line regulation. So the formula of line regulation is, all formula please note down. Line regulation is what? Percentage change of output voltage, delta V naught upon delta V in into 100%. Here the delta means what? A change in the parameters of variables. So line regulation can be, practically we can write the formula of line regulation as change in output voltage, delta V out upon actual output voltage V out upon change in input voltage, delta V in into 100. So either of the two formulas you can use, both is having the similar meaning for line regulation. Now the second one is what? Load regulation. So the load regulation can be defined as percentage change in output voltage from no load to full load. No load to full load means when you have not connected the load, at that time what is the output voltage, and what change would be occur at the output voltage when you have connect the load. Okay, so this is called the load regulation. So formula was VNL minus VFL upon VFL, means percentage change in output voltage from NL to FL with respect to the full load voltage, multiply by 100. That is the formula of the load regulation. Okay, so these are the two very important performance parameters. Actually there are three. Temperature stability is also one of them, but these two would be used for the solving the numericals also. So noted down this formula. I would be asked the definitions at the end of the lecture today. So what is the VNL? No load output voltage. FL is the full load output voltage. Now types of regulator. What are the different types of regulators? If you would be going to classify broadly the types of voltage regulator, so that was the two types: linear regulators and switching regulators. Okay, linear regulators and switching regulators. Still today, some students are trying to enter into the lecture, and that is very bad habit from your class. when your lecture would be coming to the end and you are trying to ask the permission. This is not the way of engineers work. Please take care of this. You are not here for attending the lectures only and mark your attendance. You have to be learn something. And this is the fundamental subject. Again, I am repeating this. This is the fundamental subject. If you would be not go through and not understood this subject, rest of the engineering would be very difficult for you, because all your electronics engineering would be depend upon this particular subject. So basically two types of regulator, linear and switching. And in the switching linear regulators also there are two different categories. One is a series regulator, another is a shunt regulator. So the diagram has been shown here in the figure A. The series regulator has been shown here. It is connected in series with the load, and the shunt regulator you have to see it is shown as a connected in the shunt. Regulator is connected in parallel with respect to load is a shunt regulator, and if the regulator is connected in series with respect to the load, it is called the series regulator. And both are the types of the linear regulators. Okay. Some other types of the series and shunt regulators are, that is called the Zener regulator, transistorized emitter follower regulator, error amplifier voltage regulator. Okay, so these are the other types of the voltage regulators are there. Now, apart from these regulators, we also use the IC voltage regulators, that we have to be learned. So in the IC voltage regulator, again there is a two types. One is the fixed IC voltage regulator, another is the variable IC voltage regulator. So fixed IC voltage regulator having the numbers, typical numbers of the by the manufacturer. IC start from 780 series, and variable IC regulator having the IC 317, 337 like this. Another types of the IC regulators or the regulators are that is called the switching regulators. That is like a buck converter, buck boost, or flyback converters. Okay. Now, if you have to be see, this is the typical circuit diagram of the fixed voltage regulator 780 series, and this is the IC pin diagram of this fixed voltage regulator. There is a 3-pin IC. First one pin is for the input, second one is for the ground, third one is for the output. The another shape of this type of the fixed voltage regulator. So the fixed voltage regulator has an unregulated DC input Vi applied to one of the input terminal, and the regulated output DC voltage V0 from the second terminal, and the third terminal is connected to the ground. So there are three terminals basically. Numbering of the terminal could be depend upon the manufacturer or number of the IC. If it is 7805 or 7812 or whatever, the different type of the fixed voltage regulator having the different terminal numbers of pin numbers are there. Okay, and this is the way we have to be connect. The first pin, one of the pin we have to be connect the input, positive input, another pin we have to be take the output, and another third one pin is used for the grounding. And as for the diagram shown, it is first number pin is for input, second number is for ground, and third number for the output. Okay. So if you would be see here, fixed voltage regulator. So this is the typical circuit diagram of that. So unregulated input voltage is filtered by the capacitor C1, Actually, regulator is always connected to the output of the filter. So this is input voltage to the regulator is filtered by this capacitor C1, and the connector IC input pin, it is connected V in, and the IC output terminal having the constant output voltage, that is 12 volts, because we have used the 7812. That's why it is the last two digit would be indicate that how much output voltage will be produced. Okay, and third one pin is the ground is connected. This is the typical connection and operation of the fixed voltage regulator. And this is the table that would be give you the idea about the fixed voltage regulator. So positive voltage regulators in the 7/8 series is, if you have to be see, that is start from the plus 5 volt and goes up to the plus 24 volts, like this 7805, 7806 means last two digits would be indicate the amount of output voltage produced by 7810, 7812, like this, up to 7824. So these are the output fixed DC output voltage produced by this fixed voltage regulator. Okay, and what is the minimum voltage required for producing this fixed output voltage? That is also very much important, and according to that you have to be choose the transformer. Okay, so if you want to produce a plus 5 volt, you have to be use a transformer, step down transformer, in such a way that would be produce the output voltage is plus 7.3 volt. If you want to produce a 6 volt output, then plus 8.3 volt, like this. So whatever the output voltage you have required, the input voltage would be above than that particular value, because there is some voltage loss or transformer loss are there. So we have to be considering, by considering these losses in mind, always use the step down transformer that is having the output voltage above than the required fixed DC output voltage we have to be designed. Like similarly 7/8 series, there is a negative voltage regulators are also available on the under the category of the fixed voltage regulator, that is 7/9 series. That is also the 3-terminal device, but here the only difference is what it is having the same features, same characteristics as the positive voltage regulator. Only the difference is that the output is here negative in nature. Connections are also same. It is also 3-terminal like positive voltage regulator. The one of the terminal is for input, another is for the ground, and third one is for the output. But here the output is negative in nature. So this is the table that would be show you the picture, or that will give you some idea that you can use which type of the negative voltage IC regulators are. 7905 means minus 5 volt, 7918 means minus 18 volt, 7924 means you can produce minus 24 volt, depending upon the requirement of application. And again here also you have to be use a transformer that would produce the output voltage some level above of that. So this is the experimental values. So minimum input voltage we required to produce the minus 5 volt is minus 7.6. It is not necessary you have to be always use a transformer having the output that is 7.3, but more than that also it is possible. I am open the chat box for your attendance. So please enter your attendance here from now. Okay. So this is the table that would be indicate the output voltage, fixed output voltage produced, and this is the some actual IC numbers that is available in the market. You can use these ICs, positive voltage regulator, to make the positive voltage regulator or negative voltage regulator. And this is the basic block diagram, circuit diagram. Based on the block diagram we have learned for the voltage regulator, what are the important elements that is shown here, and it is also shown that we have to be produce the 5 volt output DC. So for that we have to request step down transformer that would produce the output voltage 0 to 9 volt, means 9 volt output voltage would be produced at the output of the transformer, that is AC mixture, that would pass through the bridge rectifier, it would further pass through the filter, and this variable of pulsating DC would be available to this IC, and would be produce the fixed DC 5 volt voltage. So in this way, actually, this is also we have one of the practical actually. Here it is shown the fixed voltage IC. By using the similar circuit diagram, we would also use a perform the practical on the variable or adjustable voltage regulator LM317. So in one of the practical, we would also learn this. Okay. So this is basic introductions about the regulator. From tomorrow or next lecture, we would be start with the adjustable IC voltage regulator LM317 or LM337. Okay. So I hope you have understood this all the terms. So who would be till now? There is a 2.5 minutes are remaining. So please give me the some answers. Kanwade Nayan. Kanwade Nayan. Are you audible? Please reply. Nayan Kanwade. So Kanwade Nayan's attendance would be cancelled out for today. He is not attending the lecture, only turn on their mobile. Okay. Bhor Sanket. Bhor Sanket. Bodke Kaveri. Both would be not marked the attendance today. Okay. You have just attending a lecture for attendance. Bhor Sanket. No. Bodke Kaveri. No reply. Chatardipti.
Yes,
Chatardipti. There is no reply.
yes, sir.
Someone is also left out the sessions because they have put up the attendance. I would also take the screenshot at the end of the lecture, and I would put up only that person as a attendance today, not based on your marking. Bharitkar Subham. Bharitkar Subham. No. Okay, no reply from your side. This is not the way for attending the lecture. We attend it from the next lecture. Thank you all of you for attending today's lecture. Thank you. Thanks a lot.